Alright, here we finally are. I am super excited to get started. So this is the starting square, and we have a bit of height, but I think it's actually not really noticeable. So let's just get started with unlocking the dirt roads as you do. Let's put it like that. That took a while. And I will actually use the one-way roads. That is very loud. So I'm thinking I should do something like this and something like that. With a moderately straight road like this, and I'm actually quite happy with that. Great. So I made a bit of a plan. So I'm used to the European layout of cities, which is not really road and highway focused. So generally what you will find in a European city is this little square, usually a market square, which always has a church, of course, and kind of around there, that's where people live, shopping streets can be found, etc. And I think I kind of want to emulate that. It's a little bit of annoying that I cannot find the terrain yet, but I guess it is what it is. Because I did want to check the terrain and make sure that we weren't necessarily building on something that was very uneven. But if that's the case, I think we'll just have to accept it. Also, I built this map. I should know. I should know what the terrain here is. I remember actually that I think that this is moderately flat, and then this area is a bit more flat. And then there's a lot of, well, not a lot, but there is some altitude here, and then there's some altitude here as well. So I'm thinking probably this road will just kind of like maybe go in a bit, go down here, and turn back into this area again. I won't build all the way over there yet, but I think it would make sense to maybe make this like a little market square area, add a church, and add like a market place, and later make it a pedestrian area as well. But I didn't actually get a church or a market kind of prop yet. I think I'm first gonna start and actually get to the tiny town and the boom town milestone, and see what happens then. So let's just start building. So I'm first gonna start with a road layout, making sure to not actually spend all my money immediately, because I am going to need the water tower, which is 3,500. And I guess I will use the inland water treatment plant, which is 2,500. So together that's already 6,000, I believe, 7,000 even. Let's do that. So I need at least 7,000, and then I know it hurts me a little bit to use the coal power plant, but it's the best option, so it'll have to do. So that's 26,000. And that means that I have about 40,000 to spend. And actually I should probably try and save a little bit more for the power lines as well as the water pipes. So let's not go too crazy with the roads. But I was talking about doing a bit of a turn here. I think I do want to already kind of realize that. So let's give a decent amount of separation and start the turn here, and something like that. And from here on, it'll just be straights. And I think that is kind of what we want. And let's sketch this out a bit. So let's say that we want the marketplace to be probably here. It doesn't need to be huge. Probably here. So then let's try and make this an interesting shape. Because I can just connect it here, but if I want the church to kind of like be bumped out a little bit and have the road go around it to kind of make it seem like the church was there first and then the road was built around it. That's not the case now, but we can make it look like that's how it happened. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it like this. And then use the... So let's try and fix curve the road tool more to really make it just like a short bend. Make it a bit like that. And another short bend. The zoning is a bit messed up, that's why I want to change it. But also in general, I actually don't like the way it necessarily what I want it. But we can kind of make it look like that. Oh, it's not super straight. I don't like the way this looks. I'm already wasting money. That's fine, that happens. I guess I'll just use the connect modes, I guess. Let's do it like that, make it easy for myself, you know? And just make the church around here. Okay, check the money. We're fine for now. And I think that we should kind of have some spokes coming off from the church. So I guess like this. And I think that we should want to turn it pretty quickly, because that's just how it looks good in my opinion. Like I said, already becoming lazy. And I'll just make this straight. And I'm not really planning for anything, truthfully. Oh, why is this? That doesn't look good at all. Let's actually fix that. Because it needs to be straight. That is strange that it already does that. Ooh, I do not like that at all, and I am also wasting a lot of money. Does that change anything for us? It does! Yes! Nice! Okay. So this would be a little bit too much grid-based in my opinion. I don't necessarily like it's like that. So how are we going to do? And I think it might be making sense a lot to create at one point an alley behind here. And let's say that we do that. It would be somewhere around this, maybe a little bit higher, like that. And then we would actually add a road here. I'm just gonna add a road there and worry about, you know, adding an alley or something after it. An alley, I think it's called actually. And I think I'm quite happy with that sort of layout for now. Alright, let's continue. So I want to get some more curves into the area. So this is for the industrial area. Just pulling that all the way up so we can actually add the coal power plant all the way over here. And we can also add the inland water treatment plant. And of course you've got to put the pipes under the road like city planner place always says. So let's try and do that. Not as accurate as he would do. So let's start with zoning some stuff here. And let's see if something will grow. And I know they're not all done growing yet, but they will need jobs. So let's provide that. So we're obviously first gonna build some industry, as you always do. And let's get some commercial around the future church that is not there yet. And a couple of corner shops down there. And actually here as well seems like a good spot to be commercial, as well as this. And I think I might actually just upgrade this road to not have any zoning, because that gives us the opportunity to have a bigger zoning block here. And I think I'm a fan of that. And I am bleeding money, unfortunately. I was hoping I would be doing fine, but not yet. And of course, I have to turn this down. Oops, it's the wrong one. I always forget, but there's so much production and so little usage, so I should have turned it down earlier. We were bleeding money for sure, but better late than never, so we've turned it down now. So I'm gonna speed it up because I just want them to build in the empty lots. There's already plenty of spots where they can build, so they should just do that. I'm gonna refrain from building here for now. So in the meantime, let's get some more roads going. And I don't necessarily want to encroach on the beach too much, so let's just say that we keep this at about the same. And then I will delete this, because I do want to make a nice gentle curve. Actually, I think I might want to make that big gentle curve here, and of course use the curve tool for that. And I don't actually like it that much. Maybe a loop? Is that bridge? I'm not sure why it's making it a bridge, but I think that I quite like this. And then I will just have to stick it to the ground. Oh, I thought it always just like would do it, but you have to change roads. I feel like that's not right. I feel like you should be able to just do it in one go. Maybe it's not really working for me. Are we having power issues? We definitely are. Let's turn that up a little bit. That should be fine. I think anyway. Yep, we are fine for at least a little while longer. And I guess what it is that I'm trying to do, I feel like we can fill this up later when we actually unlock the other side of the tile. I feel like we should be building more inwards here. We have this whole big patch of grass where I feel like we can definitely do something interesting. And I don't want to make it just straight like that, so we have to kind of think of how would you build this if this was the Middle Ages. That's how I'm thinking now. That's how I feel like I should be thinking. I'm also thinking that maybe we should have just put this road like that. I might do that later. I might do it now. I will do it now. So maybe if I actually just disconnect this and then we I guess this is how I want it to be. And then sadly have to destroy this house. And I think I will actually just use this tool for that. This just feels more authentic to me. I feel like this just makes so much more sense. And I will actually turn off zoning for this tiny bit, which doesn't actually change anything. I was hoping that this would fall away. So I think we'll just keep it like that. In the meantime, I am seeing that a lot of people want to be living in our city, so we should just be adding some residential zoning. And if at a later point we don't want to have people here anymore, I will just kick them out. I'm sorry, guys. So I want to connect this road with the road down here, and I think I'll just use this node for it. And maybe bring it up to here, bring it up to there, and see what kind of curve looks good. I feel pretty good about that, actually. And I shouldn't have felt good about that. Okay. Let's give that another try. Okay. No. Like that, maybe. Sure. Actually, no, I'm changing my mind. Yay! That is great! We've got the elementary school, and we have to care about the trash now. Alright, so let's fix this somehow. And I don't actually like the way that looks. And I like that. That looks good. And I kind of am thinking of maybe making some sort of... First of all, this can be like an alley. Stick around with me for a little bit while I am being maybe a bit too creative about constructing this road. But I think I'm cooking. Did I cook something? I'm not sure, actually. I actually like the way it looks. I think it's pretty cool. And I think I might just pull this out just a little bit further. Like that. I think that looks nice. And maybe this road can be a little bit more out, because now we've got only... Maybe I will pull it out just a little bit. Looks good to me. Alright, so let's actually first get the trash in order. I hate using this, but considering we just don't have a lot of money, I think we simply have to... Ooh, I have to make sure that I didn't actually place that on the water tower. And I surely did. I think I might actually place it up here then. And then I can delete that part. And then I can delete the power lines. I need to make sure that the water is getting fixed as well. And the trash, I will actually just put it a little bit lower, just because this is not so much about this part, but about the recycling center, and the recycling center is going to be subpar anyway. Alright, let's get back to my little fun shape. And you can see that these nodes are just not lining up, and I could fix that by doing some node stuff, but I think it might be more interesting to just kind of go out again and build some interesting roads. But I don't necessarily want it to be too interesting, you know. Just a sort of way to connect these areas as well. Way to go out to the beach. And I think I might keep this actually as a dead-end road. And just do it like that. I think that kind of fills up the space quite nicely. And this is a sort of area where I feel like connecting everything by path is just very valuable. I'm adding a elementary school here. It has a very low capacity because I actually turned down the education here. Let's just up that. I think we're doing fine money-wise. But I should definitely zone more. So let's just take it upon ourselves to zone this entire part. Actually, let me take this back real quick. And I will zone on the outside. So I can still think about maybe adding like a park or something. But I will zone on the bigger road. And I think this is giving us a lot of very welcome housing options. With some shops as well. And I should probably get a clinic. And I think I was gonna place it there, but I think I should actually put it next to the church. The future church that is not here yet. Keep hyping up this church, but as long as it's not there yet. So it does look like we can use some more in the stream. So let's get that sorted. And we could use another tower. I think it might seem like we are splurging, and we definitely are, but I don't know what it is. It's just that I hate when these are at different like production capacities. I want them to match like this, so we can go back into the budget menu and put this at 50% again. And they're just at the same, it scratches an itch in my brain that I'm unwilling to consider not just investing in a second water tower now. And speaking of water, these people don't have it. So we will fix that. And I actually already changed my mind. I am not going to fully cover this in houses, but I think it would be nice to have some bigger things spawning here. So I will add something like this, and then we can always make it some sort of like small path going here with maybe a gazebo, and it'll look cute. I mean, in the meantime, why waste any time? I think that we should also just zone this in. And I am keeping a gap from the between the residential and commercial area here, just in case. And speaking of commercial, I could actually use some more. What makes sense? I think that probably next to the medical clinic there would be some shops, so let's add those in. I'm really itching for the next milestone, am I not? 1,000. Alright, let's wait until we get to 1,000. Hopefully it'll happen soon. Oh, it didn't give me the milestone pop-up. Oh, I think I might have accidentally escape tabbed it. So we've got a firehouse and a police station that we should definitely be putting in soon. And we can start with these specializations, which I think is just great because while I don't necessarily mind the way this looks, I just prefer not necessarily having to work with this like super dirty industry. I think it makes a lot more sense for us to first actually start with the agricultural specialization, and we of course will be building a whole farming area just on the other side of the river and the highway. And of course there is also the huge forest part. So let's change the specialization. Oh, it does actually need fertile land. Let's see what happens. In the meantime, I see that this guy doesn't have any water. My bad. I got you. There we go. Let's go back here and see if it actually spawns any agricultural things. No, it does look like Bread and Beyond. That is agri. That's ag. I think this is fine. I think that we should actually add some of this. Let's connect that up. And what do I... Oh, wait, I see that there's some crime issues here. I did forget to add fire and police centers. So I think the fire center, we should add that here. A little bit closer to the industrial area. And the police center, I feel like we should add that here. I feel like that's an appropriate spot. Yeah, that looks good to me. And of course, turn this down a little bit as well. I am stingy. I am very stingy. I'm poor. I need to make more money. 900 is not enough. Sadly. I'm thinking I can consider building this into a high school when we get to that point, apparently. We don't have any high school things yet. And I see some power issues again. I'll just add them at 100 now because I think we're going to be growing pretty fast. And I think for police, fire, medical, and the schools, we don't actually necessarily need to bump it all the way up yet. It's just that we should keep in mind that it will soon get to that point. So I added this bump out specifically because I thought we can add some sort of other monumental thing here that kind of explains why this road is just built around it. It's kind of funny how I'm already building roads imagining certain obstacles here, but I just think that it's fun and it works. And I wanted to be this a bit of a busy intersection, I guess, and have roads come off like this. And the reason that I want to do it like this is because it's kind of like if you add the church in this general vicinity, it kind of makes sense that, you know, back in the day when religion, well, and actually for some communities still religion is extremely important, you want not necessarily like a vista or like an outlook on the church, but you want it to be like the centerpiece of the city because that's where everyone meets each other all the time. And so I think it's kind of nice to maybe at some sort of plaza here, some other spot that really draws people in, and to then to have a clear view of the church here. And the way that we can realize that is by adding these like sort of spokes from this point. And in the future, we will say, my God, that is a lot of intersections. It's going to be so busy. And that's absolutely true. It will be busy there. But that is a problem for the future. And to jump the power, I was going to make a power line, but we need industrial zoning anyway. So let's do it like that. Let's add some more here. And I don't think we're having any problems with the fact that this is agricultural, even though there's no agricultural space. So I think it's actually just giving us other options, because I think that if you actually make this on an agricultural patch, you will have a lot of this sort of stuff, and you will have like actual animals walking around. But I think partly because it's just like, you know, doesn't have a lot of actual like agricultural area like here. It's just giving us these maybe sort of like production storage sheds, and we are just importing a lot of things that need to be agriculturally processed, which is great because I kind of prefer this look a little bit more. Oh great, we made it to Tiny Town, so that means we can build parks and we can also do some landscaping. Oh yeah, it seems, yeah, we made it. Great, nice, I'm excited. I initially also wanted to make it to Boomtown, but I think we have done quite a lot so far. So I think I am wrapping it up here for now. Next episode, I'm definitely jumping straight into building parks, and I surely hope you will join me then. Thank you for watching all the way through, and don't forget to leave a comment with your thoughts on the build, and see you next episode.